Achim Steiner, Administrator of the UNDP. It's good to see you, Achim. Welcome.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to welcome you to today's event. It is co-hosted by the Digital Public Goods Alliance Secretariat, the Governor of Norway, the Governor of Sierra Leone, and the United Nations Development Programme, which is also a board member of the Digital Public Goods Alliance. The event focuses on new ways to advance digital public goods. They include open source software and open data sets that help to advance the Sustainable Development Goals. Crucially, these digital public goods must be founded upon robust accountability frameworks that respect human rights, privacy, and inclusion. It comes at a moment when many countries are still struggling to contend with the devastating socioeconomic impacts of COVID-19 and mounting climate disruption. Indeed, the world is now facing an unprecedented food, energy, and finance crisis precipitated by the tragic war on Ukraine. Millions more people are now going to face poverty and hunger. At the same time, the COVID-19 pandemic has also demonstrated the vast potential of digital technology to help address precisely such challenges. Since the pandemic hit, UNDP has been leveraging the power of digital through our support to over 100 countries. To give just one example, look to the UNDP Accelerator Labs network, which use crowdsourcing to connect vulnerable people with food, goods, and services in Ecuador. Or consider digital cash transfers that enable governments to get rapid support to millions of people in need, efforts that are supported by the United Nations across the world. The challenge now is to ensure that such social protection programs and digital systems become a lasting part of countries' socioeconomic fabric and their digital public infrastructure. In tandem, more efforts are needed to advance the use of digital public goods, which will enable countries to build safe, trusted, and inclusive digital public infrastructure at scale. Doing so will also help to close the digital divide, as it can make digital solutions available faster and, crucially, at lower cost. At UNDP, we are working with governments and innovators to create precisely these digital public goods of the future. For example, look to UNDP's I-Verify system, a fact-checking tool that helps to tackle the spread of false narratives during elections. This system, using the power of artificial intelligence, has already been used in Zambia. It will now be deployed in other countries during elections, including in Honduras and Liberia. Indeed, I-Verify was recently added to the Digital Public Goods Registry as the first digital public good on fighting misinformation. Similarly, demand is growing for another digital public good, Open G2P, which has been developed by the Governor of Sierra Leone and UNDP. The system has been deployed during the Ebola crisis to enable timely payments to affected communities and frontline responders. By making the building blocks of the system available to all through open source technology, we hope that other countries will adapt Open G2P to their own contexts. This will enable them to execute large-scale cash transfers, ultimately helping to drive down poverty and inequalities. Or consider the Climate Information Platform developed by the World Meteorological Organization. This digital public good provides open climate data to countries, helping to boost their climate adaptation and mitigation efforts. President Bio, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in many ways, these digital public goods are the first connections on a new electrical circuit that will help us to make much more rapid progress towards the global goals. However, as the UN Secretary-General's Roadmap for Digital Cooperation points out, building inclusive, equitable and safe digital public goods and digital public infrastructure at scale will require significant investment. The Digital Public Goods Charter represents an opportunity for the public and private sectors, including the United Nations, to work precisely on these critical issues together. As we work towards the Summit of the Future in 2023, there is a growing collective will to harness the immense potential of digital to shape a more sustainable, inclusive, and climate-resilient future for all. That really is the only future worth building. Thank you.